For those of you that are like, well, who are you in the first place? Glad you asked. Glad you're here. My name is Lindsay Walker. I'm a publicist by trade. I work with beauty, entertainment, and lifestyle brands to help my clients get into the media. They've been featured in everywhere from Essence, the New York Times, Madame Noir, ABC, Fox. The list just goes on and on and on. And so today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to identify your dream publications. I'm going to talk to you about what it looks like for you to actually sit down and develop a press wish list. I talk about that all the time, right? You've seen me talk about it in my lives. If you're on my email list, right? You've seen me talk about it on my email list. But a lot of people just don't know where they are supposed to be featured, right? And you just don't know where you're supposed to be featured. And so, what I want to do tonight is give you about 4 tips for you to figure out the best publications that you need to be featured in. All right. So, number one, think about where your target audience lives, right? And when I say lives, I mean from a digital perspective. Think about what they're reading, think about what they like. Think about their hobbies. Think about what they enjoy, right? Focus on where they live. Focus on everything that you can possibly think about when it comes to your brand and why they should be excited and who the people are, right? And I'm going to grab some tools. Y'all know I keep tools on hand, okay? So let's say we're using this book, which is called The Art of Money. I have not finished it as of yet. I'm actually going to start back reading it. That's neither here nor there for the sake of this live, okay? But it's called The Art of Money. And so if I were figuring out where I would put this book, okay, I would first think about, well, what's the synopsis? What does it talk about? And it says that this is the book your money savvy best friend, therapist, and accountant would write if they could. And so that lets me know that there are a lot of things and a lot of different angles inside of this book. So when I think about the target audience, it may be someone, who like me as an entrepreneur, I constantly have to shift and constantly have to grow and focus on, okay, is this a money block? Like, what's my money mindset? Like, these are real things, right? And so focusing on, okay, the entrepreneur that just cannot seem to reach a certain mark. That's one part of the target audience, right? Thinking about, okay, well, what are the things that they need to know? What are the things that they're Googling? What podcasts are they listening to? What magazines are they reading? That's going to help to point you in the right direction. Number one, think about where your audience lives, okay? You always, always, always want to think about where your audience lives, where they live digitally, where they live socially. We have to keep in mind that everything that we do now is strictly, or at least it should be, right? Virtual. Everything is virtual. Even when you guys are seeing TV segments, like you'll see the producers and the news anchors with masks on. You'll see them, doing things with people from Zoom, right? You can tell that there's a shift. So because there is a shift, you need to make sure that you're keeping up with the times. So where does your audience live now in 2021? Where do they live digitally? Okay. Where do they live digitally? And for those of you that are watching or you're catching a replay, give me some hearts, give me a comment, make sure that you are letting me know that this is making sense, okay? All right. So, number 2, when I'm identifying like what my dream outlets are, I want to make sure that they're still relevant. Okay. Make sure that they're still relevant. I had someone, and I love y'all. Like, people have been booking consultations and wanting to know more. And so I had someone say to me the other day, well, Lindsay, my dream publication is Ebony magazine. And I'm like, sis, Ebony hasn't been around and has not produced new content in quite a while. So you want to make sure that as you are creating your press wish list, that they are places that are relevant, right? And that they're places that are relevant to your industry, okay? You want to make sure that these are places that are relevant to your industry. Y'all, don't say that you want to be featured, especially my Atlanta people, okay? Don't say You want to be featured on Sister Circle TV because Sister Circle TV is no longer in existence, right? So you want to make sure that you're keeping up with the times and that you understand what outlets are still here, right? A lot of these publications are, minimizing or closing up in print. Okay. And they're only doing things online. They're only doing things on podcasts. They're only doing things from a digital perspective. They have magazines only available through issue. Okay. And so you want to make sure before you just say, I want to be featured on Sister Circle. I want to be featured on, Ebony. I want to be featured on Barney.com, BarneyLovesBabyBop.com. You want to make sure that you know what's relevant right now. Okay? What's relevant right now. The third way for you to really, really get a grip on identifying your dream publications, okay? You want to make sure, hear me out, you want to make sure that you are connecting with the writer that can help you get featured. And we won't dive into too much of that today, but what I want you guys to understand is that there are freelance writers, okay? There are freelance writers that write for various publications. The difference between a freelance writer and a staff writer, the staff writer typically writes for that one publication, okay? They write for that one publication. The freelance writer writes for a plethora of publications. They may write for Essence, they may write for Black Enterprise, they may write for Madame Noir. And so you have more leeway to say, okay, I am going to reach out to this person because I know that they specifically write for my target audience, no matter what the outlet is. And that will start to give you more ideas of, okay, wow, I want my book featured in, Money Magazine and Inc.com and Entrepreneur and Forbes and all the places, right? But you have to make sure that again, cannot stress this enough. We talked about it last week, but you have to make sure that you know where you want to go, okay? Know where you want to go, all right? You guys already know Mondays are the days that I do hot seat coaching with my Pitch Print Facebook group, okay? So if you have not joined the Facebook group, I'm telling y'all, we are in there dropping gems. We are in there getting ready to pitch the media. They don't know it, but that's what they're getting ready to do, okay? They're getting ready to pitch the media. And so you gotta make sure that you are a part of the family, that you are a part of the tribe. So go ahead, if you are on Instagram, hit that button. The bit.ly is bit.ly/LynInsta. Hit that link, okay? Hit the link and click the button that says join my free Facebook group. I'm dropping something. Will probably announce it tomorrow, okay? Not telling y'all what it is. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, okay? But you definitely want to make sure that you are on my email list and that you're a part of my Facebook group because it is going down, okay? It is going down. So really quick, just to do a recap, we have been talking about how to identify your dream publications. Again, as a publicist, a lot of times people will come to me and I say, well, I don't know where I want to be featured. How do you figure that out? Right? And so this is what the process looks like. Number one, you want to think about where your target audience lives. Where do they live digitally? What podcasts do they like? What radio stations are they listening to? What magazines are they reading, right? Whether they're reading it in print or whether they're reading it online. Think about where they live, okay? Number two, you want to make sure, Instagram, there we go. You want to make sure, okay, that you are relevant and that the publications that you're pitching to rather are relevant. Don't be out here saying that y'all want to be featured in a magazine that hasn't been in existence since 1852, okay? That's not cute. Make sure you're staying up to date on the places that you want your brand to be featured in, right? Bonus, I didn't say this, but I'll say it before I forget. Bonus, make sure that you're just paying attention to spaces that really, really has your story at heart. Like think about where your competition's been featured, okay? Write that down. Which brings me to the third point, the writers, you guys. The writers that cover your industry, that's number 3. You want to make sure that you're following them, that you're paying attention to what they have been talking about. Really quickly, before we move on to the hot seat coaching, in which I'm going to end this live on Instagram, because if you want to join the party, you can click the link and join the Facebook group to get access to the hot seat coaching. So again, thank y'all for tuning in. If you have any questions, drop them down below. If you're still here live in the comments, if you are not live and you're catching a replay, give your girl a comment, okay? Give me a comment. Let me know what your question is. Feel free to slide in the DM, okay? All right. Any questions? Any questions? I'm going to check real quick. Okay, you guys. If there are not any questions, I am going to pop off so that I can go inside the Facebook group.